We're joined today by Edmund Ainscough, Managing Director of Lunnon Metals. Ed, thanks for your time.
Perfect, thanks David.
Listed in 2021, a very successful listing. What was the proposition you brought to market?
Very simply, David, Kambalda's renowned Australia's most prolific nickel belt, produced 1.6 million tonnes of nickel metal since it was founded in 1966 by WMC Resources. WMC exited their ownership in nickel mines in the late 90s, early 2000s, sold them to Mincor, Independence, Panoramic. Those companies were super successful. Found a bucket load of metal that WMC had left behind. Our four assets had shut during that strategic process, so they got sold with the gold to Goldfields, who bought their gold business from WMC Resources. So our value proposition was that we were going to be as successful as those junior companies, we were going to find a bucket load of nickel. And I'm really pleased we say we've done that. We made a discovery in an area that WMC had drilled and missed something. So when you go to an IPO as a junior, as a geologist, you're kind of really hopeful that your value proposition stands up, and of course really relieved and pleased that we made that discovery.
What many shareholders may not know is your experience with WMC and what that means bringing that company to list.
Yeah, so I was the last chief geologist for WMC on their gold business in Kambalda, St Ives. Goldfields of South Africa bought that business. I was their first chief geologist. And that continuity in terms of Kambalda and the operational aspects, technical aspects, legal aspects, has been vital to allow Lunnon Metals, when it was private, to get its foot on this opportunity. In fact, Goldfields approached us. They asked us, myself and some fellow colleagues, to put forward a joint venture on our initial two foundation assets back in 2015. So we've been on the ground for quite a while. In fact, I landed in Kambalda in 1987, the first time, as a 10-pound pom, if you like. So that background, that continuity, that common history, both with WMC and Goldfields, was vital to securing the opportunity in the very first place.
And as you say, a major discovery made in the last 12 months. What did that mean, and what did that unlock for the company?
Well, it certainly unlocked the share price. On the day we put it out, we jumped very nicely indeed. Baker's 31,000 nickel tonnes or thereabouts at 3.3%, so classic Kambalda, high grade, great byproduct credits, very low in deleterious elements, and it really formed a new foundation for the company. It became our cornerstone asset. So the assets that we listed on, the two historical mines, Foster and Jan, have actually taken second place. The focus has been on Baker. We've drilled 20 kilometres of drilling, 15 kilometres of RC and 5 of diamond into Baker. So it's gone right past the other two assets. It's our most mature asset. It's probably going to be our first source of production as an aspiring nickel producer. So it's fundamentally reshaped the company.
And let's talk about the assets and the resources. You've been steadily growing them, very impressively growing them. What's the plan moving forward? What does the next 6-12 months look like?
Well, we listed with 39,000 nickel tonnes. We've now got just under 88,000, so we've more than doubled our resource. The discovery of Baker has kind of created a Hollywood problem. Before we found Baker, it was all about getting into the old mine, dewatering the old mine. Now we've got this complete clean skin, brand new opportunity, start from scratch. So we're busy doing a PFS on Baker. We should announce the results of that PFS in the next 4 to 6 weeks. That will put a value on Baker. And then we're going to move our thoughts to Foster. We've got 57,000 nickel tonnes at Foster, so it's a significant asset in its own right. And we're thinking, do we do Baker first? Do we do Baker and then Foster? Or do we keep Foster and try and get some synergy with Baker by having the two assets run together? So it is a Hollywood problem. It's given us food for thought, but it's a fantastic opportunity for us and for shareholders.
You mentioned neighbours, Mincor, Panoramic and others have all been very successful with their nickel assets. How aspirational do you look when you look at what they've been able to achieve?
Look, I mean, they paved the way, and from 2000 when they bought those assets to the peak of the last nickel boom, 2008, they put a lot of cash. Those three companies, I think, collectively were close to worth $3 billion, had like $500 million of cash in treasury between the three of them. So there's a roadmap there for us. And I'm sure at this conference people are talking about the clean energy transition, the role nickel has to play in that. People are assuming there's going to be a higher floor price for nickel. So we're entering into quite an exciting time for nickel. And to have those Kambalda assets, have seen what those companies did, certainly lays out the future for us. So we're pretty excited by that opportunity.
So fast forward 6 months, what goals would you have hoped to achieve?
We'll definitely have got the PFS out for Baker, so we'll have ore reserves. So within 2 years of listing, we'll have got a first ore reserves on a brand new discovery. Like I say, we'd like to have got onto Foster, work out how much value we can extract from Foster in parallel with Baker. And then more importantly, I want to keep filling that exploration portfolio. So we did the deal with Goldfields last year, acquired Silver Lake and Fisher. and it allows us to be really aggressive with our drilling. That ground is right next door to Mincor's ground in Kambalda. It's like elephant country, really big nickel deposits, and unbelievably there's areas there that have never been drilled, even by WMC. So we've got 2 square kilometre area where we're going to get on the ground, we're going to start drilling, hopefully we'll make a big new discovery there as well. So 6 months' time, if I was on to one of those, David, I'd be pretty pleased.
We love an excited geologist, so do shareholders, and they love seeing work done on the ground, money spent in the drill holes and with geophysics and other things. Exciting times ahead for the company. Edmund, thanks for your time.
My pleasure, David. Thanks for having me.